I have a fun question for you for a change. So, what does it look like when the richest guy who has ever existed in the history of humanity throws $25 million dollars into a state Supreme Court race, which is unheard of, and loses? Well, let's ask Wisconsin.
And to the people of Wisconsin, thank you. I never could have imagined that I'd be taking on the richest man in the world. Wisconsinites fended off an unprecedented attack on our democracy. That's right. Our fair elections and our Supreme Court. And Wisconsins stood up and said loudly that justice does not have a price. Our courts are not for sale.
That's right. Wisconsin sent that message. That's newly elected state Supreme Court Justice in Wisconsin, Susan Crawford, who demolished Elon Musk's handpicked candidate in one of the most expensive, thanks to him, and embarrassing, and that's the fun part, judicial races in United States history. Susan Crawford crushed, it was also Donald's pick, Brad Schimel with 55.5% of the vote in a district that Donald actually won, I think, by 7 percentage points in November. So let's be clear. This was not just a win for Susan Crawford. This was a takedown of Elon Musk, Donald, and every single billionaire and oligarch who thinks that they can buy democracy and then just slap their name on it. Because despite spending an obscene amount of money and handing out million-dollar checks, which is illegal, and then calling the race the quote-unquote fate of Western civilization, Elon Musk just lost the Wisconsin Supreme Court race that he so desperately wanted to win. And again, because it's so much fun for me to say, he lost it really, 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 really badly. So you know who else wins? Women in Wisconsin, because this Supreme Court, which had a liberal majority already, but was in danger of losing it because one of the liberal justices retired, they will decide the future of reproductive rights in Wisconsin. They also may, and this is why Elon Musk was so interested in this race, also decide how and whether congressional districts in the state of Wisconsin are gerrymandered. And if they're not, well, then guess what? Democrats have a fair shot at regaining control of the House in 2026, which is absolutely necessary in order for this country to get back on track to right all of the wrongs that have been committed by the Trump regime in the last couple of months. So, Elon Musk humiliated once again because he's a loser, much like Donald. Before we dive back in, we are so close to having 400,000 subscribers, and we would truly, truly appreciate it if you guys could subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, it's extremely helpful if you like and share our videos, because that helps other people find them. And, you know, the more of us who are in this together, the easier it is going to be for us to continue to grow. I want to go back a little bit because some of what happened in Wisconsin, some of what Elon Musk did in Wisconsin was quite egregious and blatantly violated FEC rules. His America PAC, it's a political action committee that during the 2024 election gifted over $291 million to Donald Trump, launched a $1 million giveaway in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And this was all for the purposes of trying to elect the far-right judge, Brad Schimel. Legal experts immediately called it what it was, a bribe to get people to vote. One of the winners of said completely random lottery, a Katarina Deisler. Here's what she said in an original video posted to Twitter.
My name's Ekaterina Diesler. I'm from Green Bay, Wisconsin. I did exactly what Elon Musk told everyone to do. Sign a petition, refer friends and family, vote, and now I have $1 million.
Oh, cool. If only we could all say the same thing. I know, actually, that's not true. The right to vote in this country being able to participate in the franchise is one of our greatest rights enshrined in the Constitution. No American should need to be paid to exercise that right. It's disgraceful. Anybody who participated in that is a disgrace. So, vote. I promised to vote, and now I have $1 million. That's a confession of how abjectly awful you are and what a failure as an American citizen you are. Also, that seemed really authentic too, didn't it? Like the music, put it over the top for me. This video was immediately pulled by Musk's America PAC and re-uploaded without the word vote. Yeah. Yes, she just existed and got $1 million just for fun. But the damage was done. Legal experts say that this could violate Wisconsin's bribery statute, which labels election bribery as, quote, any person who does any of the following violates this chapter. Offers, gives, lends, or promises to give or lend or endeavors to procure anything of value to any elector or to any other person in order to induce any elector to, 3, vote or refrain from voting for or against a particular person, unquote. That seems very clear to me. So I think we need to stop using conditional language here. Very clearly, Elon Musk was bribing people to vote for his preferred candidate. Now, a Wisconsin state senator is calling on Dane County DA to charge Elon Musk and issue a warrant for his arrest for directly violating Wisconsin bribery laws. Good. Let's see more of this, please, because Elon Musk is violating our laws on a daily basis, and nobody seems capable of doing anything about it. I think it is going to take people at the local level, at the state level, to start taking this seriously and start pointing out just how many ways in which Elon Musk is violating the American people's trust and violating not just our norms and traditions, but our actual laws, about which he cares nothing. In fact, I think he cares as little about our laws and our ways of doing things as he cares about the well-being of the American people. So what did the incredible man-child, baby, loser, whiny guy do? Oh, sorry, there's so many of them. Let me be more specific. What did Elon Musk do after the loss? He panicked, he pivoted, and then he pretended it didn't happen. Just like that. First, he tried to say the real win was a voter ID measure, saying, quote, this was the most important thing, unquote. Even Donald, well, because this is basically what Donald has the most time for, tried to spin it as if this voter ID law was the mission all along, writing, quote, this is a big win for Republicans, maybe the biggest win of the night. It should allow us to win Wisconsin like I just did in the presidential election for many years to come, unquote. Oh boy, yes, he's going to keep winning in Wisconsin for many years to come for those of us who think he's joking when he says he's running for a third term. But here's the kicker. Wisconsin already requires voters to show identification. The new amendment just makes it harder for courts or the state legislature to remove that requirement in the future. So, way to go, guys. Way to turn a win that's not even a win into a win. No, it was meaningless. Don't get me wrong. When I first read about it, it did make me a little upset. I don't believe in voter ID laws. They're very Jim Crow. I think they should all be abolished. Nobody should have to show ID when they show up to vote. But again, this rule was already in the books, and it will make it harder to take that rule off the books. But okay, that happens sometimes. Soon after the big announcement, Musk went completely silent about the very crucially important state Supreme Court race that he described as determining the future of humanity, because he's a loser and he just couldn't handle it. You know who didn't stay silent about it? And this is why the internet is forever. The internet. So here are some of my favorites. Quote, how do we get Elon Musk to campaign everywhere, asking for all Democrats, unquote. And another, quote, another reminder that money can't buy you love at Elon Musk, unquote. And finally, oh no, sorry, one more, quote, Elon Musk is not good at this, unquote. Well, yeah, day ending in Y and all. Even Bernie Sanders couldn't resist the opportunity to mark the occasion, writing on Twitter, quote, "You defeated the wealthiest person on the earth. You've set an example for the rest of the country," unquote. Not known for his humor, but he is known for his mittens. So, good try. Even Republicans are starting to distance themselves from Musk. As reported by the Wall Street Journal earlier today, quote, "In private, some Republicans and White House officials have expressed worry that Musk could continue to cost them in elections. His attacks on Social Security are spooking GOP lawmakers, and the image of him holding a chainsaw over his head is also likely to be one Democratic ad makers will use in 2026, unquote. Well, they better, for God's sakes. I mean, come on. That's the stuff of nightmares right now, because that chainsaw is literally taking it to our federal agencies. In case you were wondering how they're getting gutted, it's with the chainsaw. Anyway, Whit Ayers, a Republican pollster who conducted a survey looking at feelings about federal workers and the role Musk is playing in downsizing them, had this to say, quote, "Federal employees are a whole lot more popular than Elon Musk." Well, I mean, just as a quick aside, so is chlamydia, but whatever. "The chainsaw approach," I'm continuing the quote now, "that Elon Musk is using is simply not popular, and that is very clear in the data," unquote. Well, of course, Musk seems popular among the MAGA base, the incels and white nationalists and tech dude bros who think they're better than everybody else. He loses the very necessary traction needed to make a difference, maybe because he's just so relatable. I don't know. According to a poll conducted by the Marquette Law School in Milwaukee, taken in late February, among Wisconsin's independent voters, 58% hold an unfavorable view of Musk, and just 41% of all voters overall held a positive view of him. I don't know. That still seems very high, but, that's better than nothing. And the most recent poll by another Wisconsin firm shows Musk's favorability by all respondents has decreased to 38%. All right, that's bad. That's approaching, you don't come back from that territory. Wisconsin voters, though, did not just reject Musk. They demanded a crackdown. State leaders are now facing pressure to tighten campaign finance laws and to limit PAC coordination, ban giveaway schemes, and require real-time transparency on dark money in state elections. As for Musk's image, well, it's getting completely scorched. Take a look.
Hey, Carl, we knew these would not be good-looking numbers, and they are worse than expected. 336 and 68 vehicles, 336,068 vehicles delivered in the first quarter for Tesla. For a point of reference, the street was expecting, the street account was expecting, based on analyst expectations, a 371. Most were saying 350 to 360. Now they're coming in at 336,068. Production of 362,615. So for some point of reference here, you're going back to Q2, maybe Q1 of 2022 in terms of the last time that they had production this or deliveries this low for one quarter.
Uh-oh. I have a question, actually. Why is he still allowed to be the CEO of Tesla? He's like poison over there. And isn't there a board of directors that must be freaking out? So this must have been what Musk was referring to when he said at that rally where he was handing out those $1 million checks, quote, "This job is expensive. My Tesla stock has been cut in half," unquote. Yes, Elon Musk, it's because of the job you're doing for the United States government. Or sorry, I should say it's for the unpaid position, the one for which you are unelected, unconfirmed, unvetted, et cetera, the illegal stuff you're doing to dismantle our country. That's why Tesla stock is taking, because you are just so dedicated to the cause that you're giving your all to something more important to you than Tesla. No, it's because we hate you and we want to do everything we can to diminish you and disempower you. Like, we can't get rid of you, unfortunately, but we can make your life miserable. And you know what? It looks like a lot of people are on board with that, which also makes me happy. Elon Musk, as I said earlier, said this race could decide the future of Western civilization, which is quite a statement coming from a rich guy who has actually never achieved anything or created anything useful in his entire life. Like, what does he know? Like, the arrogance of that, the megalomania of that incredible statement. But if you actually think that this one election will have knock-on effects, right? If it's like the first domino in what could possibly be a wipeout of the Republicans in 2026, then maybe he's onto something. But the thing is, he actually thought it was going to go his way because everything should. He has that in common with Donald. And again, it brings me great joy that the voters in Wisconsin were so willing to prove him wrong. So despite the money, the manipulation, and the manufactured drama, the people of Wisconsin chose democracy over the fascist authoritarianism Elon Musk and Donald Trump have been shoving down our throats for the last 2.5 months. Susan Crawford is going to be a state Supreme Court justice in the state of Wisconsin. Musk, he's headed for legal trouble. He is probably going to be out at Tesla. He's losing fortunes every single day, and he is universally reviled, except among a handful of people who were just like him. MAGA? Well, my hope for MAGA is they keep going down the path they're going down, because what it's at the end of it, abject failure. Have fun, guys. Please take a second and like and share this video. It'd be awesome if you could subscribe to the channel. If you're listening to us in podcast form, please follow us and give the show a 5-star rating, because it really does help other people find our content. Thanks.